4 minutes a day with these habits, your body ages 10 years slower. Part 1, 4 minutes a day, the start of a slow aging body. Hello everyone, it's me again. Have you ever heard the saying, no one gets old, they just stop being young? I heard it from a 92-year-old man living in San Diego, who still waters his plants, cooks, and even reads books without reading glasses. What's special is that he always smiles. A gentle, easy smile, as if there is nothing heavy in his heart. One day, I asked him, "What is your secret?" He didn't answer right away. He just told me, "Come early tomorrow, just 4 minutes, let's do the same thing." And from that morning, I learned something that I only realized later. There are habits so small that we think they have no effect, but when we persistently practice them, a little bit every day, they have the power to slow down a process called aging. It may sound unbelievable, but my dear friend, today I want to share with you something very simple, a habit that only takes 4 minutes a day, but can help our body age more than 10 years. Yes, you heard right, just 4 minutes, no need for fancy machines, no strict diet, no need to go to the gym. Together we will embark on a gentle, but surprising, journey. Because what I am about to tell you is not an exercise, not a supplement, nor a treatment. But it is a habit, a type of body and mind care, simple, effective, and very suitable for us, people who have gone through more than half of our lives, clearly understanding that the most precious thing left is health and peace of mind. We will explore that in today's conversation. And believe me, you will be delighted by what is coming. So, let's get started. That day, the old man told me to stand still in the yard, my legs slightly apart, my arms hanging loosely. Take a deep breath, he said, and exhale slowly. Do it 3 times. Thinking it was meditation, I did it. And then, he began to guide me through each very small movement, not fast, not strong, but soft, graceful like flowing water. Hands drawing circles in the air, neck turning slightly, shoulders relaxing, everything seemed to be dancing slowly with my own breath. Unexpectedly, that 4-minute habit is a form of mindful movement, both helping to circulate blood and relax the mind deeply. The more familiar name to many people is conscious movement, a method that has been studied a lot in recent years in the US. So why does just 4 minutes help the body slow down aging so much? To answer that question, we need to understand a little about the body's aging mechanism, but don't worry, I will explain it in an easy-to-understand way. Our bodies age when cells gradually lose their ability to regenerate, when organs slow down, when the immune system weakens, and especially when chronic mild inflammation appears throughout the body. This is what people call inflammaging, a combination of inflammation. That is, our bodies age not because of age, but because of the level of inflammation that lasts inside of us that we are not aware of. And the magic is, just 4 minutes of mindful movement every day can help calm those inflammatory reactions. How? It's simple. Through the combination of deep breathing, gentle movement, and focusing on the present, the body releases substances like serotonin, endorphins, happy hormones that help reduce stress. At the same time, the parasympathetic nervous system, the part that helps us relax, will be activated. All 3 of these factors will reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and cortisol is the culprit that promotes inflammation and makes us age faster. Hearing this, you may think, I'm not as flexible as I used to be, so why move? I understand, I used to think that too. But these movements, they don't require strength, they don't require flexibility, they just require lightness and presence. An 83-year-old woman in Austin, Texas, who did this 4-minute routine every morning, said, "I no longer feel stiff when I wake up. It's like my joints are being awakened slowly, not rushed." So, what exactly is this 4-minute routine? I'll describe it to you, so you can try it tomorrow. First, stand up straight, feet shoulder width apart, arms hanging loosely by your sides. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or just look down at the ground. Take a deep breath, in through your nose, slowly. Exhale through your mouth, also slowly. Repeat this 3 times. Then, raise your arms slowly in front of you, as if you were lifting an invisible ball. Inhale, then release your arms gently as you exhale. Do this 3 times. Each time, Take about 10 seconds. Next, roll your shoulders back, one side at a time, slowly, without straining. Feel each shoulder joint loosen up. Do this for about a minute. Continue to slowly turn your head to the left, then to the right, as if listening to the wind. Don't force it, just let your head follow your breath. Then, you lift your heels up, then lower them gently. Not high, just a little, to get the blood flowing to your feet. Finally, you stand still, with your hands placed one on top of the other in front of your chest, one palm pressing on your left breast. Close your eyes, and silently say a positive sentence to yourself. It could be, "Today, I choose gentleness," or anything that makes you feel at peace. And just like that, just 4 minutes, you have taken care of your body and your spirit. But the story doesn't stop there. Because after a few weeks of maintaining that habit, I started to feel something calming inside me. Sleep came easier. My mood was no longer erratic. There were days when it was rainy and windy, but I still woke up early and did those 4 minutes. It was like a promise to myself. And then, I discovered something interesting. When we start the day with mindfulness and self-love, the whole day will also have a gentler rhythm. It is as if the body is being reprogrammed to be less rushed, less disturbed, and maintain internal balance. From that 4-minute habit, I began to discover other things. Small things but have an unexpected impact on the aging process, like the way we eat breakfast, the way we breathe when walking, even the way we talk to our loved ones. But before getting to those things, let's stop for a moment to remember that the first thing, the core thing, is to create a safe place for ourselves right inside the body. And that 4-minute mindful movement is that place. Every morning, every day, we return to ourselves a little bit, to become a little younger, a little healthier. Now, if you are ready to move on with me, let's move on to the next element, which also takes only a few minutes of your time each day, but can help increase your immunity and keep your memory sharp as you age. Are you ready? Then let's move on to the next part. Part 2. Add a habit, increase immunity, make your brain more flexible. Dear friend, after experiencing the first 4 minutes of mindful movement every morning, I realized that the change is not about how much or how little time we spend, but how we are truly present in each moment. And when we start the new day peacefully, we will have the energy to do many other things, especially taking care of our body from the inside. Interestingly, after a few weeks of maintaining that morning routine, I began to notice that I no longer felt dizzy when changing positions, and that I caught fewer colds when the weather changed. This got me thinking, is there anything simple that I can add to help strengthen my immune system and clear my mind every day? And I found a surprising answer from a study from Harvard University. Just 4 minutes a day, to breathe deeply and in the right rhythm, will help the brain receive more oxygen, and at the same time help regulate the natural immune system. It sounds so simple that we can ignore it, but the truth is, most of us don't know how to breathe properly, especially as we age. Remember those times when you were out of breath after climbing a few flights of stairs? Or felt foggy after a long sleep? That's when the brain is crying for help due to lack of oxygen, something that happens very often in the 60s and older, as the lungs are no longer as elastic as before, and the habit of shallow breathing gradually becomes fixed. So, after the mindfulness movement, I started to spend 4 minutes practicing deep breathing in the 4-7-8 rhythm, a scientific method developed by Dr. Andrew Weil, and applied by thousands of older people in the US as a natural restorative therapy for sleep, memory, and immunity. The way to do it is extremely simple. You can sit or lie down. The important thing is to keep your back straight and relaxed. Then do the following. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, letting your belly expand, not your chest. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Don't tense it, just hold it gently like when you hold water in your mouth. Exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds, slowly, gently like blowing out a small candle. Just repeat this cycle 4 to 5 times and you have completed your 4-minute breathing exercise. And the amazing thing is, after about a week, I feel like I can sleep easier. I don't toss and turn like before. When I wake up in the morning, my mind feels refreshed. And especially, the colds and flus I had in winter have completely disappeared. At this point, you might be thinking, how can just breathing have such a big impact? That's right. Because our immune system and brain are always connected to our breathing. When we breathe deeply, the body receives the signal that everything is fine and automatically switches to a recovery state. Immune cells are activated more strongly, the brain produces more new neurons, thereby helping to make memory more sustainable, and the ability to concentrate is also improved. Another study by the University of California also showed that the elderly who practice deep breathing every day have a 30% lower inflammation index in the blood, and the brain regions related to memory maintain stable activity than people of the same age. And you know what touched me the most? When my neighbor, who used to suffer from mild anxiety and frequent insomnia, after learning to breathe deeply with me every morning, said, "I am no longer afraid of the night. I feel alive again." Just a few minutes, and just breathing, but the right way. After I had a more stable mind and stronger immune system, I started to notice very specific changes in my body. I walked more easily, ate better, and my memory was less confused. And most importantly, I started to find joy in the little things again. This made me want to find another habit, something that could help me keep my brain active, not just today but for decades to come. Can you guess what it is? It's not crossword puzzles, nor learning a foreign language, nor reading science books. It's guided positive recall, a form of brain exercise that I learned about by chance at a senior support program in New York. It's also very simple to do, and you can do it while sipping your morning coffee or before bed. You just need to choose a good memory from the past, maybe your first trip to the beach, meeting a close friend, or a warm dinner with your family. Then, you tell that story to yourself, slowly, in detail, in a whisper or just in your mind. The important thing is that you feel the positive emotions that come with it: laughter, smells, light, a sense of peace. Just 4 minutes a day like that, and according to many studies in the US, this activity helps strengthen neural connections related to long-term memory, stimulates happy hormones, and reduces the risk of diseases such as Alzheimer's or mild cognitive impairment. I started practicing every night before going to bed. And I realized that the brain, like a house, also needs to be cleaned and refreshed with joy. When we recall good memories, we sweep away the dust of time, keeping the bright rays that warm our hearts. From the beginning until now, we have gone through 3 things together: mindful movement, deep breathing, and positive reflection, each of which only takes 4 minutes, but all touch the very deep parts of our body, from the heart, lungs, brain to even memory. And then, I suddenly realized something really lovely. When we spend time every day loving ourselves with small habits, we are not only healthier, clearer, but we also find life more meaningful. The old age no longer seems like a burden, but becomes a deep, beautiful journey. Dear friend, if you have done these things, or are considering trying them, then trust me, you are doing a wonderful thing for yourself and for those who love you too. There is one more little thing I want to share with you, a final habit, but also the thread that connects everything together. Something very special, because it has nothing to do with the physical, nor with the intellectual, but with how we live with others. You want to know what it is? Then please come with me to the last part of this journey. Part 3, 4 minutes for gratitude, healing and keeping your mind young. My dear friend, have you ever sat down and thought, what am I most grateful for today? Even if it was just a ray of sunshine through the window, the sound of birds chirping outside, or a hello from a neighbor. I started doing this unintentionally. One afternoon, after practicing breathing and positive thinking, I lay quietly staring at the ceiling and thought about that morning, where my youngest daughter came over, hugged me, and said, "Daddy, you look so healthy today." Just one sentence, but my heart suddenly felt warm. I whispered in my head, thank you this morning, thank you this body. And from that moment, I started a new habit, spending 4 minutes every day writing or silently saying 3 things I am grateful for. It sounds so simple, but did you know, this habit is being compared by American scientists as a natural antidepressant, no prescription, no side effects, and extremely effective for the elderly. The University of California once conducted a 10-year study, monitoring hundreds of people over 60 years old. They discovered that people who have the habit of practicing gratitude every day, even for just a few minutes, have a 23% lower rate of cardiovascular disease, a higher ability to recover from an event, and especially live an average of 7 to 9 years longer than the control group who do not have this habit. Why are there such miraculous results? Because when we focus on positive things, no matter how small, the brain produces dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that bring a sense of happiness and balance. When the concentration of these substances is maintained regularly every day, we not only feel more optimistic, but also have the ability to fight stress, reduce inflammation in the body, and even slow down the aging process of cells. But you know, at this age, we don't need too much joy. A delicious meal, a call from a loved one, a handshake when crossing the street are enough to make our hearts flutter, right? And I would like to share with you a very gentle practice. Every morning after waking up, or every night before going to bed, you can sit by the window or in a quiet corner. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, then silently say or write down 3 things you are grateful for that day. Nothing big is needed. Just be honest. Like, I am grateful that I am not in pain today. Or I am grateful that I can hear the birds singing clearly. Or I am grateful that I made my own tea this morning without shaking my hands. Each sentence like that is a stone that builds a peaceful roof in our mind. And the best thing is, when you maintain this habit, those around you will also feel that positive energy. They will see you as gentler, happier, more approachable. A smile from you will warm up the whole room. And that is also a form of healing for the whole family. I remember an old man named Henry living in Oregon, 83 years old. His wife passed away early, his children live far away. He used to be withdrawn, barely talking to anyone. But since he joined a health club, where every morning he spent a few minutes writing a gratitude journal, he began to change. From a quiet person, he became the funniest storyteller in class. He smiled, he joked, he was much brighter. When asked for his secret, he simply said, "I learned to be grateful for being alive, and that is enough for me every day." You see, we don't need expensive supplements or gym memberships. We only need 4 minutes a day with gratitude to nourish the heart, preserve the youthfulness in every cell, and make every moment of life more meaningful than ever. Up to this point, we have gone through a complete journey together. From conscious movement, to wake up the body every morning, to deep breathing, to restore energy and increase resistance. Then positive reminiscence, as a medicine for memory and joy of life. And finally gratitude, like a red thread that keeps our mind always light and peaceful. Dear friend, you may have thought that old age is when everything slows down, but in fact, it is when we have the opportunity to live more deeply than ever. Every habit we sow today, no matter how small, is a seed for a healthy, happy, and meaningful future. And if you have read this far, let me say one thing, with all my heart. Thank you. Thank you for accompanying me, for opening your heart, for believing that, whether we are 60, 70, or 80 years old, we can still be young from the inside, with just a few minutes of love every day. If you find what I share useful, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. What are you most grateful for today? And if you want to continue accompanying me in the next stories, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so we don't miss each other. Wishing you a happy, healthy life and a beautiful life at any age. Goodbye and see you again on a peaceful morning.